Alright, hello everybody. Now, here is our quest guide. This is the Theorycrafting episode, and I'm going to show you guys all of the quests that we're going to do. Now, essentially, there are 3 key quests for endgame that we want to do. Dragon Slayer 2, Desert Treasure, and Song of the Elves. Now, Dragon Slayer 2 unlocks Vorkath, Dragon Vaults, Adamant Dragons, all of that, which is excellent endgame content and we need to access. With Dragon Bolts, we can get Onyx Bolts, Onyx Dragon Bolts, that would be our strongest range item. Desert Treasure, we get Ancients and the Ancient Staff, which is huge. And Song of the Elves, we get access to late game Elves, Elves. Get access to Elves. And a bunch of other endgame content. And now everything else here, 99% of the other quests are lead-ups that are needed for the 3 main final quests. Now we're just going to go through them quickly. Desert Treasure, Great Magic XP, Song of the Elves, huge XP gains. Corsair Cove, it's going to be great for Ogresses and Limp Words because we don't have a good access to Limp Words. We can't kill Hill Giants or Hobgoblins, so we can't get energy pots. So Ogresses are going to be fantastic for that. Sea Slug, we need it for 24 fishing. It's going to be key to start catching anchovies and as few shrimps caught as possible. So catch the anchovies and drop them, and drop the shrimp. Imp Catcher, it's great for the amulet and also gets us to level 8 mage from start since we need to rely on Earth Blast. Recruitment Drive, it's going to be great starting XP. We get access to Initiate Armor, though it is 20k, so not sure if I'll use it except in specific situations. Dorvit's Quest is easy mining XP. The Night Sword is excellent smithing XP. Don't think you need these for any of these, but these are utility quests, so the mining and the smithing is very useful. We have Family Quest, Heroes Quest, Witch's House, Shield of Avav. Other big ones, Holy Grails, huge XP gains. Lost Cities needed for the Explorer's Ring and Lumbridge Diary. Dragon Slayer 1. Underground Pass is Iban's Staff, which is key for this account. Iban's Blast is very strong, and having access to a good Vowel spell is needed very badly. We need Biohazard for RDK 1. Waterfall Quest and 3 Mentor, great XP right there. Lunar Diplomacy, that's Astrals. The Feminic Tiles, we get the Archer Helm, which is the best in slot until the Armadillo Helmet. And we also get the Enchanted Lyre for infinite teleports to Velikar. Rune Mysteries, obvious. Shadow Village, we already know that we need for Gemrocks because our mining training, we have Iron, Adamant, Amethyst, and nothing before except Gemrocks because we will get Gemrocks because we can get uncut gems. Typo 1 or 3 years, great XP rewards. Don't think this one's obligatory either, but it's really good, and it's needed for some barbarian skills. The Edgar's Vooz, we can't use the Tor Hunt teleport, but we need to do it. Herblore, Death Plateau, good XP. Animal Magnetism for Avas, of course. Range is probably going to be the best skill for us in the whole game. Priest and Pebble gives us 11 prey from start, which is great. The Ectophile, Fossil Island, the Dig Site allows us to pan for opal and oysters easily, which is nice. Legends Quest, that's just massive. We can put the 4 lamps into agility, that's huge. Morning's End, yep. Cheaper, the Roving Elves, all of this is needed for, yeah. Tourist Trap, vital, starting agility XP will be massive, and then we can do the Akavid course. Temple of Ikov, we get the Armadillo Pendant to help us in Cold War dungeons, and we have the Great Range XP. Architectural Alliance isn't needed, but it will allow us to build up favor with all the houses without worrying about the Vowel thing, about the Vowel activity. So that'll be excellent. I put the Night Sword here again. Okay, let me just delete that. Night Sword. Okay, so Tree No Village, Spirit Trees, Grand Tree, the Gnome Glider, and Attack XP, and Cook's Assistant is needed for Recipe for Disaster. So we have 3 key things, apart from some utility quests such as the Knight Sword. We have Dragon Slayer 2, Desert Treasure, Song of the Elves, absolutely needed for endgame content. But we also, our best in slot gloves will be Adamant gloves. So we want to do at least 6 Recipe for Disaster subquests. We have 70 mandatory missions, at least quests. 70. Now, when we reach 70, that means we're only going to have 21 quests left. By that point, it's going to be very difficult, not super difficult, but it's going to be more difficult to level up and get to the next quest unlock every 25 quest levels, total levels. And anything else that we want to do afterwards, we can consider freely, but at least we know that we have at least 66, 67, thereabouts. We'll cap it at 65 probably, quests that have to be done for the good of the account. Now, for example, the Nightmare I considered, well, it doesn't need anything except access to Mauritania, Priest in Pebble, easy. Enlightened Journey, it's not worth it. Eagle's Peak isn't worth it at all. Corporeal Beast does not have any prerequisites except 90 combat, so I don't need to bother with that. There's no quests. And we can get Elysian and Arcane Spirit Shield, that'd be fantastic. Ancient Wyvern Shield and Odium Ward, the great late game shields. We'll get them from Odium, I believe, from Chambers of Serek. Ancient Wyvern Shield from Wyverns. And Abyssal Sire does not require quests, just 85 Slayer. So yes, that's our quests. Again, all leading up to Dragon Slayer 2, Desert Treasure, and Song of the Elves for that really, really key endgame content. Now, our combat stats are easy to level. We just fight Vowel monsters. For range, crossbows are the much better alternative because we have Armadillo at the end instead of bows, which is just Oak, Ogre, the Oak bow, the Ogre bow, and the... I think that's it. Maybe something else, but nothing. Can't do Hunter bow, can't do the bone crossbow. There's nothing as good at all late game, even mid game, as bows. So to train, so we'll probably make my iron darts to begin with to train mining and smithing, and then we have access to opal bolts, iron, emerald, adamant, amethyst, onyx bolts. A lot of key and amazing range strength training. The player, we take bones to Ectofunctus. Mage, we'll quest a level 9 for Earth spells. As we said, we can enchant bolts on level 4. Runecrafting, air runes, earth, and astral. And then perhaps we will check the Orania altar, see if that's better, just because astral is going to be quite a grind from level 40. For construction, we have the exit portal. They'll give us a few quests, a few levels. And then we have multiple Vow items such as oak, and other items such as alchemical, like the scrolls. So yeah, construction is easy, will be taken care of. Agility, that's going to be quite easy too. Tourist trap, Alcavade. Then we have underwater agility training. We have the agility pyramid. So luckily, agility pyramid is probably what's going to save us. We can just do that all the way to 90 until Ardorian, just because of the money incentive, which is great. Herb Lore, there's multiple potions and mixes, energy potions and attack potions, extended anti-fires, and anti-poisons, etc. Thieving, of course, we started with Anja. Then we went to Alcavade. We have the Isle of Souls chest. That's the dungeon that we can access. In the wiki, it's called Isle of Souls chest. I'm allowing chest just to make it easier and more fun, as that's the easiest way for us to get an adamant scimitar. Then we have the silver store, which we can use because we need the silver for jewelry, gem stores, ore stores, and then elves. Crafting, we have opals, silver again, amulets, oil lamps and lanterns, emerald, onyx. There's plenty there. Fletching, we have arrow shafts, iron, addy, opal, emerald, amethyst, bolts. Plenty there. Not to mention darts as well. Hunter, it's okay. Slayer, we leave until the end. That'll be other world. We can do Free Slayer, or unless they add Vowel Slayer Master, that'd be great. Hunter, yeah, we would do oak bird houses, sandworms, orange salamanders, earth essence, and eclectic implings, and also ink crabs. There's plenty to do with Hunter, which is really nice. Mining, we would mine essence, iron, gem rocks, adamant, and amethyst. With smithing, similar, same, iron, adamant. And you can also, what we can do, like nicely, and also for mining, well, I wouldn't say mining because I wouldn't allow it, except maybe runite. We can make mithril bolts, because we can make mithril bolts into emerald bolts by tipping them with emerald. Same with rune bolts can be made into onyx bolts. The same as blood bolts can be tipped with amethyst to make amethyst bolts. So we can actually smith mithril things, which is going to be great. So it's not going to be that difficult at all. There's a lot of nice endgame products that save us. However, I'd probably try and do as little mining as possible. It would be more, for example, as a byproduct of a game. For example, one of the quests unlocks the enchanted key mini game. I think that's it. And you can get a lot of essence from that for your rune crafting, a lot of iron, and a lot of mithril as well. So that'll be good. So yeah. Plenty of training for smithing, not to mention the quest that takes us to 29, Night Sword. Fishing, well, we have anchovies, we do... fishing, we can do sea slug, we have anchovies, and then we have all the way until barbarian fishing, so 48. Luckily not too bad, because... we can cut up the fish for the roe and the caviar, which allow us to make the energy mixes, another key endgame product. So that actually, barbarian fishing saves us from having to quest to fish anchovies all the way, because we can't do fishing trawler. It saves us from having to fish anchovies all the way to infernal eels, and infernal eels at level 80 something, 85. No, 80, I think 80 and 82 is anglerfish. Infernal eels will be key for this account due to the onyx bolts you can get, the onyx bolt tips chance, and due to the lava scales, which are great for extended anti-fires and things. So they're fantastic. And then anglerfish as well. So luckily barbarian fishing really fills in that gap and really has helped us. Not to mention it'll give us a bit of cooking XP, so on and so forth. Cooking, not too difficult at all. We have now that we finally established how to do things properly, we have anchovies, easy. We have ukthanki, a bit more difficult because of the combat, but also the cooking level for that is really weird. They burn a lot. So we have anchovies, we have ukthankis. Crucially, we have eggs. You can, at level 13, cook a ton of eggs in a bowl and just spam that, and you will get tons of levels. And scrambled eggs give you 5 health each. I just realized this, and it is so amazing for our account. Scrambled eggs at level 13, 5 health each. At level 23, you can get egg tomato, and it bumps it up to 8 XP each, 8 health each. That is absolutely huge and key for this account. So we are more than ready for this account and all the grinding. Cooking will not be difficult. So we cook eggs and tomatoes, and then eventually egg potatoes, even though it's quite lengthy, so we're not sure we'll do that. Maybe it's worth it. And then eventually we get late game. We have ukthanki wraps, we have umli wraps, and we have anglerfish as well, and infernal eels. So yeah, there is plenty of great stuff to train cooking as well. So that's going to be amazing. And is there anything else? No, egg potatoes pretty much one of the best mid game one. Oh yeah, naturally as well we have apple pies and anchovy pizzas. So yeah, easy. Fire making we already know. We have fire making. We have oak. Fire making we make the exception that we can use a tinderbox until we can finally get to 35 and do barbarian fire making. So we have oak logs, achy logs, and then we have the start. We have oak and arctic pine all the way to the end. It's not the worst. At least it's a fast skill. Oak and Alpine to the end. We can't do Winter Top, of course. And then same for woodcutting, same old thing. Sadly, we don't have the ivy that they have in RuneScape 3. And for farming, we can actually do potatoes because we need potatoes for admiral pies and then baked potatoes for egg potatoes, I was mentioning before. Then onions, apples, oranges, limpworts for the energy pots and others, and multiple herbs that will end in a good Vow product. So yeah, that has been our Theorycraft on the quests we're going to do, mainly all the ones that lead up to Dragon Slayer 2, Desert Treasure, Song of the Elves, Adamant Gloves, considering other key endgame things that actually we don't need quests for, which is great, such as Full Inquisitors and the other staff. That'd be a great goal. And of course, the methods of training for our account. Now, that has been the video. Thank you guys for watching. And yeah, luckily it's tricky, but it's really fun, and most of all, it is doable. Apart from Slayer, it's actually doable.